Right, we've arrived at
Oppenheim.
Yeah. It's a place called Womobilland, or Womoland. But technically,
That does make me really want to start singing.
it's closed. But the notice on there is, dear guests, we are shut because we're reseeding the grass and it is pretty churned up. But you are free to park on the tarmac. So that's what we think we've done. We're somewhere behind there. We're right next to the River Rhine. We're
on our way to the dog beach.
Yeah, the first way to the Hundstrand, which is, there you go, look. That should be fun, shouldn't it?
Well, it should be for her.
Should be for us. We'll go and have a look. We're pretty amazed at the size of some of these trees and the amount of mistletoe that's growing in them. Nice bundles.
Mrs.
So much, I might get a kiss under one.
You already have.
Oh, let's go for them. Yeah. It's a good job the camera pointed at us properly. But yeah, we're almost upon the Rhine now. I can see signs that are probably for the many cycling paths up there. And as soon as we see the mighty waters, I will come back. So there we have it, the mighty Rhine. The low rolling hills in the background are covered in vines, but it is a working river. Very, very often a working river. There are mooring points all the way along. There's markers for the rivercraft, and as I say, there's mooring points along there for the large boats. Just had a friendly chat to a gentleman from Fulda, socially distanced of course, who's also down here in his camping car. So obviously people are finding a way to get about. But yeah, we've got the marks on both sides of the rivers, obviously for indicating what haven. The blue signs to the left of the X across the river near the house are mooring points, I believe. There you go. The old Stadt of Oppenheim. We've got one church up there. I would assume this is the Rathaus. We've got another church there. And it's all empty, apart from me and Helen. It's quite late in the day, probably about 5 o'clock. This is the best time to come out. See what they've got. Yeah, and that is the entrance to the Kellers. Now there's 40 kilometers of underground passages under this city. They don't know exactly why they're here, but they date back to the medieval periods, so I'm assuming that this picture shows you what's underneath this one.
They're partly lined with quarry stone on the sides.
See down there? Don't know. One of the gatehouses for the town and part of the old wall. Oh, just going to go through. Vines, small streets. I think this construes as a high point until you get to the mountains over there.
That's a
But
beautiful view.
That's all been carved out by the Rhine. We're at the top of Oppenheim. It appears to be near a graveyard. We always end up near graveyards. It's a very fine old building which is now a hotel. And we're going to go and see if we can find the chapel that's got an ossuary in it. It's a medieval chapel, and there's the remains of 20,000 bodies in there. That's a big ossuary, but we'll go and have a look.
We won't take the dog in.
You know, the dog might fancy a bone. But yeah, let's go and have a look. St. Catherine's Church. The small one in the background is St. Michael's Chapel, and that's where the ossuary is. But we were just saying that for quite a small town, that is a lot of church. A lot of church. And it's not the only one here. It is not. You better watch out and not get run over by an Audi. Yes, he's definitely coming this way. This is St. Bartholomew's Catholic Church. Once again, big modern door. And these numbers, we were told they're like some kind of good luck and something to do with the church psalms and something. We asked once before that they were marked above people's doors, especially on houses. So that's the door for the church. But if you look at that house there, it's got the same numbers on. Not as impressive or as big as the other church, but still wonderful all the same. Dog's pulling me because Helen's gone in. I think she's finding her faith again with everything that's gone on last few months, and that can't be a bad thing. Whatever she needs. Well, to be honest, whatever anybody needs. Well, we've had a lovely walk out this evening.
Oh, it's been gorgeous.
Yeah,
quite
very
warm.
quiet, pleasantly warm. We're just now walking back towards the van. We're actually on top of the levee that protects the town from the very dangerous River Rhine. And I noticed on the way out that not only are we in the camping flats, but these concrete gates here with a slot in, so they can put barrier up, and everything past here gets flooded, and everything over that side of the levee, including my wife, she'd be like waist deep in water by now, nearly head deep if it was flooding over the top of that, would be saved.
That's probably why they've only got like temporary structures here.
I would imagine so they can be dragged out like the little
Kindergarten.
the little outdoor kindergarten can be dragged out of the way. Stuff like that, everything can be moved. But yeah, oh look, I can see Brian from here. Time to get.
As though he's towing a trailer.
Well, that's what we want it to look like. But we're on our way. It'll be soon to bed. We've got a neighbour over there who seems to be doing all sorts of work on his van, but he's definitely living in it. just been out for a very pleasant, socially distant walk.
But you can't get much more socially distanced, really.
Yeah, I've done
can you?
about 6 miles and maybe seen 4 people. We're just walking on the top of one of the levees. And we're next to a glider floodplatz, or a little runway. You can tell that they're really trying to keep people out because they've put red and white poles and a tiny bit of string in.
I don't even see the bit of string here.
Yeah, but it's definitely there. Yeah, and that's how health and safety is in this country. But yeah, lovely. Great big wide floodplains, ready to keep the river at bay. Tantalising glimpses of vines over there, and occasionally we can get a view of the town with the Landeskrone, the broken castle on the top of the hill, and the church. But yeah, it's been really quite nice. Little walk out today. Going to move on. We're just trying to fill time before taking the dog to the vets. It's probably filled a bit more time than we would have expected.
But it's okay because we've got donuts for breakfast when we get
donuts when we get back. And das Berliner.
Yeah.
It's really, ich bin ein Berliner doesn't mean I am a donut, but I'll let you search that one out for yourselves.
It's whether you say ein or not, seemingly.
Yeah.
Ich bin Berliner means I am a Berliner.
Yeah.
If you say ich bin ein Berliner, that's when it means I am a donut. Taught to me by a native German speaker. So obviously it's right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Gotta go.
Yeah, we've just had a lovely morning. It's been great.
Yeah. Nice and quiet.